Welcome back to Devo Thoughts. And when I say welcome back, I'm mainly talking to myself because it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. I know, kind of a long hiatus, but let's just say life has been taking a toll on your boy the past few months. I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but just to give you a short synopsis. Last year around summertime, my camera equipment got stolen, and that was probably one of the major reasons why I wasn't able to make any videos or anything like that. On top of that, my hosting service and domain provider decided they're just going to delete my website randomly. And so not only did my camera equipment get stolen, so I couldn't do any YouTube videos, I also couldn't update on my website because that also randomly got deleted. So yeah, Devo Thoughts kind of died due to unforeseen circumstances. And on top of that, just kind of in my personal life, I was just going through a lot, financially, academically, socially, and just a lot of stuff culminating together and kind of, spiraled into a state of after depression for me. And let's just say there was a lot that I had to deal with. And I'm still kind of in the process of overcoming that hurdle that I was in. But long story short, I'm back. Alright, I obviously got some new equipment, so I'll be able to make videos again. Alright, and I'll be aiming to make videos every Thursday, maybe not like before, but as I planned to before the unforeseen circumstances took place. But anyway, without any further ado, let's jump right on into this Devo thought. What are you passionate about? So I've been applying to jobs here and there and everywhere, and I've had a few interviews here, there, and everywhere. And obviously when you're in your interviewing process, the interviewer asks you some questions to try to get to know you and kind of see if they want to hire you or not, right? Kind of get a feel for where your skill is at, what type of person you are, and so on and so forth. So one of the questions that really kind of threw me off is the interviewer asked me, what are you passionate about? Now, this question threw me off because, quite honestly, I really don't know how to answer that question. I mean, maybe some of you may be able to relate, but growing up, I wasn't necessarily encouraged to pursue my passion, right? I was more so encouraged to pursue what was practical, right? Oh, so you want to be an artist? See, there's no money in art. How about you get a real job that's actually practical and will actually make you a stable living and income? And the reason why this question kind of threw me off is because I really didn't have an answer. I mean, I really didn't know what I was passionate about. I really didn't know what my passion really was. I mean, growing up, I was kind of taught, whether it was intentional or not, to not pursue a passion, but to pursue what's practical. And I feel like a lot of people have kind of been fed this same message of pursuing what's practical. Do what would make you make money. Don't pursue your passion, because oftentimes pursuing your passion is not seen as something that's economically wise to do. And so a lot of people are discouraged from following their dreams or pursuing their passion because it's not wise. It's not seen as a wise financially, or it's not seen as wise in terms of living a comfortable life or living the American dream, which is usually centered around, making money. That's what success is. It's not so much about doing what you actually love and doing what you're passionate about, as much as it is doing something that will make you money and will help you live a comfortable life. And so, because that was kind of my mindset for most of my life, I never really thought much about my passion. I was more so just pursuing what I believed was practical. And so, obviously, when it comes to the question of, okay, well, what am I passionate about? We have to first answer the question of, well, what is passion? Now, usually when we think about the word passion, we kind of default to this idea of, well, what is it that you enjoy doing? What is it that you find pleasurable? What is it that you do that, brings some sort of contentment or fulfillment to your life? Or what is it that makes you happy? Things like that, right? But what's interesting is that when you actually look more into just what the original meaning behind the word passion meant, it had less to do with enjoyment. It had less to do with a sense of satisfaction and happiness, and more to do with pain and suffering. For example, when you think about the passion of the Christ, you think about, what Christ went through during those moments, it definitely was not fun, okay? It definitely was not enjoyable. It definitely didn't bring him any pleasure, right? It definitely was not something that he had on his bucket list. I'm pretty sure when Jesus was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, he didn't say, I want to be that dude who gets persecuted, who gets mocked, who gets spat upon, who gets whipped, who gets nailed to a cross and dies of asphyxiation, and who gets separated from his father for the first time in all eternity, and potentially dies for eternal damnation. Pretty sure that wasn't what Christ was saying he would love to do when he grew up. But it was his passion. Not because it brought a sense of enjoyment, but because it brought immense pain. So essentially what I'm saying is, passion had less to do with what brought you pleasure as much as it had to do with what are you willing to do even though it may cost you pain. And so to answer the question of what are you passionate about within the context of its original meaning, it would more so be a question of what is it that you love and are willing to do, even if it means you may have to go and endure pain and suffering for it. And that kind of just flips everything on its head, because now your focus is not so much on what makes me happy and what am I enjoying doing and so on and so forth, but rather the question becomes a bit deeper. It's a question of what am I actually willing to suffer for? And when you ponder upon that, you're not just going to, pick any trivial thing to suffer for. It's going to be something that holds true meaning to you, something that is actually going to be important to you. Christ loved us so much that he was willing to suffer at a level that no other human being can ever understand or will ever understand, because he loved us so much and he was willing to risk his own damnation just to offer us salvation. That's how passionate he was about his mission. And so when we ponder the question of what is my passion, it's a question that really boils down to what is it that I'm willing to do? What is it that I love that I'm willing to endure suffering, pain, and maybe even death for? As always, think on these things.